first one is what is the first one called? Forebrain. Next we have hindbrain and the midbrain. All the three we have. So forebrain is the one which is the thinking part of the brain. It is the thinking part of the brain. So that is the one which thinks and it gives the decision what to do. So that it is so that is the thinking part of the brain. So in the forebrain, so we will be able to detect the hearing. If you hear some sound, we will be able to detect that smell and whatever we see. All these that can be detected by the forebrain. Okay. So if you see some animal or anything, a bottle, if you see, so that will be detected as a bottle by the forebrain. So what happens? First, the eyes will catch the image. That is, image will be formed on the retina. So that is the receptor. From there, it reaches the sensory nerves. From the sensory nerves, it reaches the brain. So in the forebrain, there is called sensory lobes. Sensory lobes means the one which receives the information from the sensory nerves. So there, what happens? The information received, okay, from the sensory nerves and with the memory stored in that. So by that, it will be able to do some decision and it will send the message through motor nerves and to the receptors. Okay. So it will be through the motor nerves, it will send the message. Okay. So that's how it works, human brain. So first one is the forebrain, which is the main part of the brain. That is, it is the thinking part of the brain. Then you have the midbrain and the hindbrain. So midbrain and the hindbrain, that is the thinking part. We also call it as a cerebrum, correct? Thinking part. That is forebrain. We also call it as the cerebrum. Then we have the midbrain and the hindbrain. So control coordination part, where it happens in the midbrain, that is in the cerebellum. In the cerebellum. And coordination part, it happens in the midbrain, that is the cerebellum. So what is the coordination? That means when you walk. Cerebellum. Hindbrain. No, hindbrain only. I told midbrain. Okay, sorry. Hindbrain. So cerebellum is the one which does the coordination part. That is when you are walking. Okay, we have to walk straight. Legs and hands, how they coordinate. Or when you swim. Or when you do cycling. There, the legs and hands should coordinate. Or the posture of the body. All these will be controlled by the cerebellum. All these will be controlled by the cerebellum. That is the coordination part. And when you talk, like how you control your eyesight, everything, that posture of the body, how you walk, the coordination between the hands and the legs, and any work what you are doing some stitching parts, there the coordination between the eyes and the hands. So all that coordination, it is done by the cerebellum part. Okay. So it is coordinated by the cerebellum part. And if you can see, like some people who are autism and all this say, right? The kids who are having autism, the coordination you can see. They will be talking somewhere, their eye contact will be not proper, or they will be not able to do the cycling, all these things, because the coordination, it will be not proper for them. Okay, you can see that. And even very aged person, some people have seen like they can walk, but they cannot stand correct. Maybe that coordination, all these things can't happen because if the cerebellum part is not working for them properly. Okay, so that is the cerebellum part. Then in the nervous system, what do you have? Then in the nervous system, we have the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system. Where the central nervous system exists? In the spinal cord and the brain. Peripheral nervous system is from the spinal cord to the other parts of the body. Correct? whereas the central nervous system between the spinal cord and the brain. In the peripheral nervous system, we have the corneal nerves. What is this corneal nerves? From where they arise? From the brain. If it is arising from the brain, they call it as a corneal nerves. Write few things about that, then we will continue. Human brain. Write few things about that. Human brain. It has the three parts. First one is the forebrain. Forebrain. Next one, midbrain. Third one is the hindbrain. Hindbrain. First one, forebrain. We'll okay. It is the, write down, it is the main thinking part. It is the main thinking part of the brain. It has sensory lobes where it receives sensory impulses from various receptors. That is, from the receptor it reaches sensory nerve. So from the sensory nerve it collects the sensory impulses. So that portion of the lobe we call it as sensory lobes. Okay, that portion we call it as the sensory lobes. There are, write down these, there are separate area of association where the sensory information is interrupted by putting it together, okay, by putting it together with information from other receptors as well as with information that is already stored in the brain.
What is it?
It's all that is already stored in the brain. That is already
Second
here there. Where sensory information is interrupted by putting it together with the information. Interrupted. By putting it together with information from other receptors as well as the information that is already stored in the brain. So that is, it receives the information from different sense organs. That is, different receptors. With that, it also has the memory. From all these, it will be able to take the decision. Okay, that is done by the forebrain, which is the main thinking part of the brain. Ah.
Here we will end the today's class. Do not forget to subscribe the channel. If the content of this channel is useful, please like the video and share with your friends. Thank you.